Hello folks, welcome back to the RPG Lounge. We are back to some Tectonica, our little guided playthrough. I haven't actually loaded up the save file since the last time we played. So you're actually getting the pure experience. I haven't gone in and done anything. So let's go ahead and just, is it not capturing? Yeah, it's not capturing the, cursor. Needless to say, there is a cursor going on because this is the PC version of the game. That being said, I know this is pretty popular on, I think it's Xbox platform, like the Xbox, whatever it is now, 5, 6, 7, whatever. I don't know. I'm a PC gamer now and such. I do have a PS4. Um, it's just more convenient, more than anything, for me to play on my PC. That's really what it comes down to. I'm not really caring about PC versus console. Both are fun as long as I can play my games. But that being said, in the last episode we did just some rudimentary stuff. We got a drill, getting some ore. We got it smelting in a smelter, and we're storing it. And we've automated the process. We've done that for iron. We've done that for copper. And what we had to do next was go find this disembodied voice that's been talking to us. So we're going to go find that. And it's coming from, well, this obvious marker, this big exclamation point. So we're going to go ahead and go in here.
Sending that signal is more complicated than you think. I don't know why, but these computers feel like second nature now. Sort of the opposite of what I remember it being like. I'd be the one to get you out of a situation like this, instead of the other way around. But I'm not giving up. That's how I know it's still me in here. You'll see.
Yeah, go scan everything. Just, yeah, anytime you go into one of these buildings, get out your scanner and look for scannables. Look for treasure chests, or I guess they're probably not called treasure chests, and it's a sci-fi game. They're treasure chests. We're on the RPG channel, so they're treasure chests in our estimation. But yeah, come in here, look around. There is actually quite a bit of hidden stuff. We'll get this in a little bit. Quite a bit of hidden stuff in here, if I remember correctly. Believe there was actually something up here too. If we follow this pipe. Very platformer-like. I think there was something over yonder. Maybe not. Alright, well. I'm quite sure that there's... Yeah, there is some hidden stuff. Can we get in through here? Alright. Let's see. In here, maybe? Yeah, there it is. Somebody was camping out down here. So what do we get? Some iron frames. Yippee skippy. We'll take it. And anything else down here? Yep, there is. Alright, so what do we get here? Ooh, a fast inserter. Oh, a crank generator. Yay. Alright, good, good, good. And then advanced circuits. Actually, those are useful. Advanced circuits become very important very soon in the game. We've got electrical components. Biobrick diesel pure. Ooh, we could put that in our drills if we so desire. And calcite beams. So some building materials. We'll take that. Ooh, more advanced circuits. And some more fast inserters. Alright. We will be able to make those eventually. Let's look around, make sure we've got everything. Those of you who have played this game before, if I miss something, feel free to tell me about it nicely. Alright, so they don't let you erase these things. I like to erase these because, if I can, it allows me to check them off my list so I don't see them later and go, oh, did I get that? And have all that confusion and such. But I think we'll be fine. I think we can hop up here? Yes? Come on. There we go. Alright, we're up. And that should do the... Alright, good. Now, keep looking around. I just happened across that when I watched somebody play through this first area. I didn't know those chests were down there. So now that I know, I go ahead and I get them every time. Alright. Getting close to... Yeah, we're getting close to where we're supposed to be. Yep. She's dead. Here's our disembodied voice.
What? You've never seen someone stuck inside an alien cube next to their own dead body before? Whatever I was trying to do here, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it didn't work out. Hopefully, it was worth a shot. Let's go.
Alright. Something you can do is take this. Take the... You don't need this in your inventory or in your hotbar. Yeah. I think, what do we have to do here real quick? Here, we can replace it with something else. We can replace it with these. Nope, we already have those. If anything, yeah, just blah, 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 there. Hey, replace. Okay, I know we don't need this to be in here, so why... Maybe it won't let me get rid of it for right now. Alright. I know it doesn't have to be in our hotbar, because we get a couple more of these later on in the game that we get to talk to. Alright, off we go. Go to this. I don't think we have any scannables in here. Let's just check real quick. Scanny, scanny, scan. You really should be able to scan that dead body, but whatever. So we have Sparks now. And yep, she's a cube. Interesting. So our whole consciousness has been transferred in this cube. Who knows why? We'll figure it out later.
Stop.
Oh, hello.
Scan the fragments in that cage by the stairs before we go.
Yes, ma'am.
That tech to get out of the sector.
Ooh, okay. Beep. Ooh, look at all the cool things. More research cores. These are purple ones, yes. Mechanical components. Excavator bits. These are important now. Some more containers. Limestone. Alright, good stuff. All good things. We'll place those purpley deals. There we go. All right. So it wants us to. Oh, yes, tech tree. Tech tree. And the mole. There we go. So come to your tech tree. Yes, learn the things that the game wants you to learn, because this mole thing in particular is very helpful.
Mole manipulates terrain for traversal and composition of industrial construction sites.
Is it done talking? Okay, good. Tab. So, let us. Yes, we see it's blinking. Yeah, make this thing. It's just very important. There. Just need one. And it has completed. The mole is basically a little black hole singularity that we use to dig.
Signal deciphered. Sector headquarters. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
Yes, sir.
Looks like the terminal is fully rebooted. Check the radio console again and see if the beacon it adds to your HUD gives us a clear path home.
Bulletin. This mole is not authorized to destroy resources, critical infrastructure, or protected environmental areas.
Okay. Cool. That means you can't destroy like the Lima like tech tree little facility here. You can't destroy that. You can't destroy water. I mean, you try as you may, it's not going away. So that's a nice lore reason as to why some things are not destructible. I think that's quite nice. All right, so let's go ahead and interact real quick.
Triangulated. New location added to HUD. Production terminal Victor.
This is the time to activate the mole in your tech tree and build one. We won't be able to cut through to the freight elevator that goes to Sector Victor without it.
Gotcha. And this introduces us to, well, not only the mole that we have, this is our nice digging thing, but it introduces us to the freight elevator. So this game, instead of being one open world on a flat plane, is kind of an open world-ish, but it's the 1.0 release of this game. It's actually a vertical set of maps that you can actually interact with, and you can send.
The space above this freight elevator has caved in completely, but these things were built to dig themselves out of situations like this. They just need a little help. Craft some excavator bits and feed them into the ports on the elevator to clear a pathway. Sector Victor should be right on top of us.
All right.
Elevator initialized. Dedicated excavation ports available at front of structure. Flex ports available on sides and rear of structure. Proceed with excavation to access obstructed levels.
Thank you. They say it in a pretty nice technical way. But what we can do is we can produce stuff on this floor, and we can belt it over to here. And then you can change what floor it's going to. Right now we only have access to this first floor, so we can't do squat with it at this point. But what they want us to do is create some digging. Basically, they're the drill bits that this elevator is going to use to get to the next floor. So you can put them in here. Excavation port. Interact for settings. Hit the E key. There we go. See? Now you can't see. Oh, good. Now you can see my cursor. All right, good. So this area over here is telling you this is where our drill is now. It's got to excavate through the stratum here to get to this next floor. Now we actually should have, yes we do, we've got a few of them. We have a Mark 1 bit. How many of these? Oh, we got a couple of them. Got about 7 of them, it looks like. So let's go ahead. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to right-click on these. And we'll just let it do its thing for a second. We'll produce more of these. In fact, that is one of the first things that I'll probably automate, other than the purple science. So we need that too. And this will, you can actually, you don't have to stand here and watch it do this, but until we actually unlock the next floor, there's really not a ton we can do. It is very important that we get to the Victor Terminal. Victor Terminal unlocks assemblers, for one, that'll allow us to make more products. That's the big thing that we need is the assemblers. Level 1, just the straightforward little things so we can automate creation of the aforementioned purple science. We need tons of that. And then we need to be able to also automate these drill bits. Very important to have those being made. There will be several levels of these drill bits. These are just the level ones. You will eventually need to have all of them automated. Because as we do, like, something I didn't realize until later in the game was, to make a level 2 bit, you need level 1. The level 3 needs level 2, 4 needs 3, and it keeps going like that. So what you want to do is, and we'll do this, is when we set this up to automate these first drill bits, we're going to have a lot more room available to make all of the next levels, because we'll need it. It takes pretty much an entire room and various things coming in to create all these drill bits. So just prepare for that. That's the big thing. And we will probably use this floor down here for the creation of those drill bits. Because it's a good spot to do it. There's some decent access to ores and things down here. We could probably also create a good chunk of our science down here, but we'll see about that. Let's go ahead now and look. We might have the capacity to create drill bits. We're also able to do ingots. Yes, 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 yes. All right. We need iron ingots. Fortunately, we have automated that. So we've been making ingots. Awesome. All right. So now we should be able to hit our little crafting key. And we should be able to make, looks like 2 bits. Let's go to the copper over here. And yes, eventually we'll automate this, but we can't right now because I don't have the ability to make an assembler. Which kind of stinks, but that's just the way it is. I don't think it's even in the tech tree right now. Let me look here, because we haven't scanned an assembler anywhere. Yeah, no, we can't get any of that yet. All right. So this is why we're just going to go ahead and just craft them by hand. That's what we'll just have to do. We'll let this do its thing. How are we doing on fuel? Fuel is going well in here. All right. How about fuel for this? Yep. Fuel is doing good here. So we can just let this thing go for a while. Don't have to worry about it. We'll resupply that. And we'll just give that a little bit more too. All right, good. All right. And you probably say, well, you should just make more, make more, make more. We're just gonna build tiny stuff at this point. Don't go all out. You don't need to. There'll be plenty of opportunity to expand our creation of stuff. There's some really cool recipes later in the game that honestly, if you had them earlier in the game, I probably wouldn't even put on the unlimited resources. I probably still would, but it allows you to really expand your ore production. There's some infusions that we can. It's a lot of really complicated, cool stuff that we can do later. So that being said, we're going to scan this. And let us go ahead and put in the rest of these. This should get us up to Victor in this episode. And then we'll pop into there and start working on the next tech tree. Now I build really small stuff until I get to a certain part in the game where I can make platforms. Either make them or scan them. There are places where you can scan and then put them into your inventory and use them for creating a base. And I really like creating the base stuff, so I like putting up walls and ceilings and all that good fun stuff. You don't have to do that. However, it is something nice to use your resources on. So, And eventually you will have so many resources that it won't even be funny. You'll have enough stuff to do everything you could ever want. So I'd really like to actually in this playthrough, I'd like to spread things out. All right, we just got through the Victor thing. All right, what's the next one? All right, so we got through there.
Excavation complete. Elevation to production terminal Victor restored.
Excellent. And the next one is storage. All right, I think storage is the one that gets us to the scannable planters. Or not planters, assemblers. Actually, we might get planters too. If we get planters, I know threshers are up there. All sorts of cool stuff is going to be available to us soon. We can actually go ahead and place our little purple dealies. There's no point in keeping them in our inventory. We will be able to move them later, which I would advise to get them out of the way. All right, so here's how this works. Hit E and just hold on to your left click on your mouse button.
I never got the chance to thank you for getting me out of that facility. I appreciate it. At the time, it seemed like the best thing to do was focus on work and not get caught up in thinking about anything else. I've tried to stay sharp for both of us, but now that we're almost back to the main line, I'll admit it. I was terrified. It'll be good to see some friendly faces and a few thousand twinkling lights. I'm sure you've got people there too.
Probably not, Sparks. Probably not. Look at all these assemblers. These look like these are... Let me look. I think these are filter inserters, possibly. No, just standard inserters. Alright, whatever. So you can actually hold down the left mouse button and just scan these. There should be a mass scan button, but that'll never happen, so. Be kind of cool. There is a mass upgrade button, which is nice, later on that you can use with a little piece of technology called the replacer. Alright, our tech tree is telling us to do something. Okay, this is a filter inserter. There we go. Long inserter, yes, get those. Long inserter is exactly what it says. It's an inserter with a longer arm on it, so it can, like...
Those filter inserters require electricity breaker, and you don't have any. Before you build one, make sure it's on a calcite platform that it shares with a crank generator. And make sure the crank generator is running.
Yes, ma'am. Alright, I will say, they do have a pretty good tutorial for this game already. So if you do follow what Miss Sparks is saying, she'll give you a good idea as to what you need to do. Alright. Just gonna clear a little bit of space here. And yes, it's your little drill will overheat. So just we'll be able to make coolant for it later. But it does overheat. I don't remember how thick is this dang place? Yes, you can. I've got the map button on my mouse, so I can just click and it comes up. It's crazy seeing this place like this. There's a huge factory in my world that's in this area, which Sparks will talk about in a second, because that's what happened when she was around too. There was a huge factory here. We were clearing this out just so we have some access directly to this area, because you're actually meant to go this way and go, oh, look at all this stuff, and you go over here. And here's a little bucket of stuff. Some more filter inserters, some conveyor belts. Erase that. And then there's this. We can scan this.
Warning. Impenetrable material detected. Origin unknown.
If you can manage to get through Great Stone, you'll have done what no amount of drilling, explosives, or human ingenuity was ever able to accomplish. Even looking at it gives me a small headache. Probably from a million hazy memories of trying to punch through it. Trust me on this one. Turn around and walk away. It wasn't meant to be.
It's true, you cannot ever get through this. We do eventually discover what's on the other side of this. There's a little bit of this pretty much in every floor. But it's definitely a divider. And we know we're on a
Separating all
planet.
right, Breaker? I know the disappearance of our entire operation and everybody we worked with is, not good. But panic is not a luxury we can afford right now. You might be the only person in the expedition with 2 feet left, so put one in front of the other and check in at PT Victor. You can do this.
I've actually never had that response before. Okay, cool. She really wants us to go in here. So here's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go up here and drill through that. I just took a shortcut. Here we are.
I don't understand. A factory the size of a city is supposed to be here. It was right here. I know it was. Where is
They're all gone, Sparks. All gone. See these little ruined machines? These are assemblers. Scan them. Scan all this good stuff. Scan, scan. Scan the plants if you so desire. I don't actually know if there's any benefit to scanning these plants, but completionist. I'm a completionist on some of this stuff. So there we go. We scanned that. I'm really bad at finding some of the smaller things on the ground. A lot of times there are inserters and things and all sorts of cool stuff like that, and I tend not to see those as well. I will inevitably see them, and they do actually fluoresce, like this stuff. It makes a little shiny, shiny thing. So, and these do as well. I do believe the ruined pieces of tech, yes, they also do it. So if you stand still for a bit and just wait, see all that? They kind of glow. So that's what I have to wait for, usually, to be able to see them properly. You all will probably be able to see them immediately and get them and all that good fun stuff. Ooh, a water wheel. Or is this a crank generator? This might be a crank generator. 1 second. Yeah, it's a crank generator. Excuse me. Crank generators and water wheels look slightly similar. I mean, their tech is actually helpful to each other. You can use a water wheel to actually fuel a crank generator. So it's pretty sweet. We'll do that later. That's going to be our main power source is going to be that whole thing. So we will set that up on a different floor, though. There's a floor I always use for my generator area. So.
All right, enough of the scenic riverside walk down memory lane. Check in at Victor, and maybe we'll get a handle on why we're looking at a postcard instead of a factory.
Let's see how angry we can make our little disembodied voice. Honestly, you want all this stuff anyways, so come over and get it. I'm going to be using it later on. All our little Kindle Vine thingies. This will be how we make our fuel eventually, by planting these in planters. And you may worry at first that you're not going to be able to grow enough of this stuff. Do not worry about that, because there are some recipes later that we'll go through that will make your supply of these kinds of things literally unlimited. It's not unlimited. It is pretty close to it, though. You'll be making so much of this stuff. Yeah, it won't even be funny. Be very useful, in fact. So, all right. But our first fuel is gonna be pretty much this stuff. So we do have to collect it. We'll have to figure out a way to grow it, and then kind of go from there. All right, I think we got all of it that we're gonna get from this little area. Go under, and now we can. I guess we can check on the terminal. There is actually a huge iron deposit through this wall and kind of downwards. I mean, it's absolutely ginormous. And yes, it is a word. Totally. It's totally a word. Alright, let's be good and check on this. Oh, actually, squirrel! I want to go see this first. Got those. The few goodies there. Oh, and scan. So I scanned those little, they look like little data files or something like that. Uh, and you can read them. It's lore. I don't tend to read them. I think I've read them once. But go ahead and I think it's in the journal. Yeah, if you hit J, they're all here. All the things you've scanned and discovered. Read it, check it out, do whatever. Let's see what we got here. All right, so crank generators. We can give that some crank generators, and then it wants 2 assemblers.
This terminal is trying to reach out to 100 facilities that might not exist anymore. If we can repair it, we might be able to decipher where those facilities are located. And if we can keep that elevator moving, we might be able to save the crew. Take a look around and see if you can find anything to accelerate your excavator bit production. Doing that and fixing this PT are your only priorities right now.
Yes, ma'am. Log menu for review, replay the events. All right. Okay, you can hit L. That's nice to know. Here's your logs. Just in case you get like lost or you stop playing this game for a while and you come back to it, you can hit that and remind yourself as to where you are, what you're doing, and how to do it. We need to check some things out here real quick. We can make these assemblers now. Can we make... Oh, not assemblers, excuse me. These are inserters, not assemblers. I'm a dork. Alright, so I'm thinking we have to go to the tech tree here. Tech tree! Let's see, logistics. Yes. There's an assembler and a planter. Ah! What do you mean I can't? Oh, they're right. I can't. Alright, we need to make... How are we gonna make... I think we can make this stuff by hand. 1 second. Science. I think... Are we able to make... I think we're able to make purple science. Let's just check real quick. Go to our little crafting menu. Yes, we can. Make one of those. And I needed, what, 1 for that tech tree unlock, correct? Alright, let's let that be created. Going back to... Alright, so synthesis. So we need 2 to make them. Then we'll need planters here. We need 1 for this. Alright, so this whole area we need purple science for. So we need to unlock this assembler first. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay a little orderly. And we're going to go downstairs. We're going to place one of our purple science.
This elevator can do more than help you get around, Breaker. You can also configure the ports on it to move goods between floors. Try bringing some iron and copper up from Lima to Victor.
No, not right now. We don't actually need to do that. In fact, ignore, at least for right now, ignore that because we have copper and iron on this floor already. You don't need to bring it up from Lima. It's a good tutorial thing just so you know that you can do that, but honestly, you don't need to. I would completely ignore sparks on that particular thing. All right, we should now be able to hit tech tree. And yes, there we go. All right. Assembler. Sweet, we can do it. All right, we can make a buttload of assemblers right now. So an assembler takes inserters, 2 inserters, and 2 iron frames. We need to make some inserters to unlock some more of the tech tree. So we're going to do that first. 1, 2. So inserters, not inserters, excuse me, assemblers. Assemblers take power to work. So we've got to figure that part out, which will need platforms. I think we have a few. All right, let's go to Victor. So this is what you're going to have to get used to when you're playing this game now, is going in between floors. And eventually we'll be transferring goods between floors. So you'll have to kind of keep that in your head too. So there's a lot of three-dimensional puzzle making that's going on with this game that you won't necessarily have in other factory games. All right, there is and we'll see this. Let's go ahead and scan it. I think you can scan it. Scan. All right, let's just sit on it. It's a teleporter. So we don't have access to any other levels yet because we have not unlocked another teleporter level. There's not a teleporter on the Lima floor for whatever reason. At least I don't think there is. No, there isn't. Eventually, you can make teleportation little nodes and things in your base. It's a lot further down the line. So, all right. So we've got the assemblers. Let's go ahead and put those in here. Drink and upgrade. There we go.
Terminal upgraded. New technologies and recommended tasks available.
You'll need to make Kindlevine stems for this next PT goal breaker. And that means building planters and threshers, with electricity from crank generators to support them. Planters grow Kindlevine, and threshers turn them into stems. You can also thresh those stems a second time to make fiber that your assemblers can turn into frames. Finally, don't get overwhelmed. If you build the machines, interact with them, and keep experimenting with new unlocks on the tech tree, good things will happen. Half the fun is figuring it out.
Yes, usually half the fun is figuring it out. I will definitely say to you, as you're playing this game, if this is like your first factory kind of game, this can get really overwhelming really fast, and that can be a quit point for you. And I wouldn't quit. When you feel that overwhelming thing, that's why I tell you to build small. Go to one thing. Go to your tech tree and go, okay, like we just did. We unlocked the assemblers. Okay, that's great. We're good. Don't have to mess around. Just concentrate on, next, how do I make the assembler? And then we figure that out. Which would lead us to, okay, we need inserters for an assembler, and we need an iron frame for an assembler. Now we've got a goal. We want to make our assembler. How do we do it? We have to interact with inserters. We have to interact with making your I think it's iron frames. Okay, that's good. We can actually make those things. We can make those things by hand, I'm pretty sure. Come over here to our schematics for our various by hand little things. Here's exactly what we can make. Here's our iron frames. What do we need? And look right in the center there. It says iron frames. What are ingredients? Iron ingots, And we can craft them. We can craft them by hand. There you go. You can make those. All right. What else did we need for our things? We needed something in our logistics tab. All right. We needed inserters. What do we need for that? Mechanical components. Okay. So that's going to take, what are the raw materials for that? Look down a little bit further. It's going to take some iron ingots and some copper ingots. All right. So let's see. How would we do that? We've got iron components here. We've got copper wire. Copper frames. Okay, that's fine. Some copper components. Mechanical components. Here we go. So you can craft those right here. You don't even need an assembler. You can do this by hand at first. What we will do is we're going to set up an automation thing for it because it just, in the long run, it makes it so much easier if you just automate stuff. So much easier. So I would highly encourage you to just do that. All right, so we haven't gotten to storage yet. I want to be able to do that. So how are we going to set ourselves up for this? And we have to actually end the video here in a second here. So what I'd like to do in the next video, now that we've found sparks, we have access to technologies that we're going to need, specifically the assemblers. What we should do is, number one, automate our purple science, because that purple science is going to allow us to unlock parts of our tech tree so we can do more with our factory building. Number two, we need to automate the drill making process, which I am going to do probably in the next episode if I can. This is where I'll be making my drills and things like that. We'll have to clear it out, so I'll probably take you along for that ride of clearing it out in the next episode. So I want to be able to do that. We also need access, and we don't have it now as far as I can tell. All right, we do have them right here. So we do have, what is it, 56? We have 60. We have 60 calcite platforms. We're going to use those very carefully and build small. Because we'll need to use our little crank generators here to create electricity for our assemblers. So that's going to be a whole thing for the next episode. We'll create an assembler for some of our smaller things. We'll create the power that we're going to need. We'll just have a very small little power little center for this. And we will kind of go from there. Again, we're going to be building small because we're probably going to tear down a lot of this stuff and rebuild it once we get more reliable power and things of that nature. But that being said, hopefully everybody is following along. If you have questions, concerns, comments, and things, feel free to do that in the comment section. Otherwise, I encourage you, if you like the content that you're seeing, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. All that good YouTube stuff. If you manage to have some sort of social media kind of thing, feel free to share the videos to get more people access to the information. Especially because it's a really good factory builder. I really enjoy this game. Very much an addictive process. This and after we're done with this game, I may do a satisfactory playthrough as well. That game was just really a lot of fun too. It just lacks the. I like this one a little bit more because you can dig around and really terraform, and that's a big plus for me. But there's several other factory games that I actually like to do playthroughs on this channel. And yeah, it's not an RPG, sort of it is. I mean, you're playing the role of an individual going through a situation. So it very loosely could be a role playing game, but whatever. I don't care. I'll keep up with the Chrono Cross playthrough and the Final Fantasy IV playthrough as well. I'll probably do an episode tomorrow. So of each of those, I just have not had the energy to get those two done. But I figured I would do this one because this game always energizes me. It's really kind of fun to do. But take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it happens to be for you. And I will see you in the next episode. This has been the RPG Lounge. I will see you later. Bye now.